Hey, Hubert, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, Cynthia?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to have you on the podcast. I know you've been on a few different podcasts nowadays. You're like a podcast expert now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say that.
How's that that experience been so far? You've done like 4 or 5, right? As guests?
Well, maybe it's the attorney in me, but you get me talking and the time flies and it's gone. Yeah,
That
I'm a
that
talker.
means you're meant for podcasting when the time flies and you're talking.
Yeah, it's usually, where did the time go?
Because there's people who struggle to talk, you know that, right?
Yeah, no, I've that's never been a struggle of mine. For better or worse.
All right, well, everybody listening, I'd love, for you to meet Hubert Johnson. He is a client, he's a tax attorney, and I brought Hubert onto the podcast today because we've just had incredible success working together, and I just love to feature my clients because they're all so passionate and incredible people at what they do, and it's an honor to partner with them on their SEO. I really see us as partners. I mean, we take care of the SEO, but you know, Hubert, you're part of the process. Like you're integrated in every step. So before we
Yeah,
dive in, just go ahead and introduce yourself to my audience so they get to know you a little bit more.
sure. My name is Hubert Johnson. I've been doing tax law for 15 years. I've had the pleasure of teaching at a university. I've co-written a couple books on tax law. I've lectured to tax professionals, and like you mentioned, been appearing as a tax expert in national podcasts.
Yes, yes, he's been doing lots of podcasting lately. Yeah, so we've been working with Hubert for over a year now, a year and a few months it's going to be on the website SEO, both the local SEO, which is where a lot of your clients come to you, right? And they look for you locally in Tucson, as well as national and international searches, right? Which is SEO kind of
Mhm.
expands in that way. So I'd love, Hubert, for you to tell me a little bit about when when we started working together, even before, like when someone said to you SEO, like what was the emotion or the thoughts like going through your head? Like, was it positive? Was it negative? Was it neutral? I'm just curious because on my end, and I'm sure this happens to you with tax, right? Like maybe you have a neutral kind of experience with doing taxes and stuff, but your clients come to you and they're freaking out. But I want to know how that feels when it comes to SEO. Like, what is that initial reaction?
When I first started, or when we first started communicating?
Yeah, before I guess right before we started, like, what was, yeah, your sentiment, I guess?
Here we go again. Here we go again. It's just that we've been through quite a few companies, and for better or worse, tried a bunch of different things. There's, so many different. It seems like you turn over a stone and there's another SEO company, and yeah, there's a lot of people out there that claim to know what they're doing, and I don't have a clue. So that's the fun part.
Right, yeah, it's, I guess it's easy to say you're gonna do SEO when the client, yeah, and that's part of the work we've done with you is you guys have now gotten more awareness and more knowledge and more yeah, just understanding of what are the foundations, like what are we actually doing on the site, what are the changes, what does it mean to create content and blog, like why are you getting on podcasts, because getting on podcasts gets you featured and that creates backlinks to the site and that helps the authority of your website. And so now, of course, we've gone in and made our changes, but you and Lori's Hubert's assistant, and she's been part of this process as well. You've become your own little marketing experts as well, and that makes me so proud. Like I think that. Do you feel that as well? Like, do you feel like your knowledge has changed as we've worked together?
I mean, yes, but to be honest, I still feel as lost as ever because I do my thing and I want to focus on what I'm good at.
Yeah.
And I do this for other people. I come and I deal with the IRS and state taxes, which that's my specialty. But SEO, all of that stuff is your specialty. So I don't feel like I'm an expert in it at all yet. I know I've learned and I've created more content that you guys have put on there at your prodding. Um, but no, I don't feel like an expert. I've been able to accomplish a lot more, but no, I don't feel like that at all.
Yeah, I feel like you guys have because I mean, obviously you're not an SEO expert and that's not the idea, but I feel by the quality of questions you've asked, how you guys come to the calls, like to our monthly SEO call, and again, what you're wanting to do and like the enthusiasm, I see that is very different from in the beginning where yeah, it was like, what are we even doing, right? And so and maybe there's a lot of things like as we've started writing and, we're coaching you with your writing, sending you outlines, giving you feedback. That also is kind of a training and maybe something you've integrated now naturally, you get on and you film a YouTube video and you're natural, right? You never used to do that. So some of it is probably a little more integrated and you don't notice it as much, but I definitely notice a difference in, again, how you guys take ownership. And Lori, the conversations I've had with her as well, and she's like aware of where the leads are coming from. She's aware of these changes
Yeah.
and that. And so that is so important. It's so important for you to take ownership. And again, not becoming an SEO expert, but taking ownership of understanding some of the basics to be able to then get behind what we tell you to do.
No, and thinking back, I think you're absolutely right in that um, aspect. That initially, I just wanted our website to work. I
Exactly.
just wanted to have something people could go to and have a Spanish website that people can go to. We can direct them to that functions.
Yeah.
And we've gone well beyond there thanks to your company and your help.
Yeah. Yeah. So, right. Part of the work we do is not just whatever creating SEO friendly content, which in this case Hubert is doing, but Hubert has a Spanish portion to helping Spanish speaking clients with their taxes. And so we went in and improved that side of the site, and we're also ranking in Spanish keywords, and
Mhm.
that's been incredible. So yeah, we that technical part of SEO, but I still feel like you guys again have been really part of that process of saying, "Oh, we have now, we have an attorney who speaks Spanish. Let's get him to do videos, or let's start looking at blogging for those Spanish keywords."
Mhm.
And so that feedback, that back and forth, which again, I feel like a lot of clients and again, it's interesting the parallels with I'm just like now it's coming to me. Maybe you have clients who are like, just deal with the tax thing. I don't even want to know. Like, just do your magic. I think the same thing happens with SEO, but I am resistant to that because I don't want you to totally disconnect. It doesn't work really well that way. If I'm somewhat connected to what's going on and like what are you focusing on, what are your goals, that's going to help our work become better. And so again, in our monthly calls, just asking you like what's going on, what's going on right now in your business, what are you guys focusing on, that also helps our SEO efforts a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I have some results here, some number like quantitative results that I wanted to share. So I was looking at the last 3 months of clicks and kind of traffic going to the site. And over the last 3 months, the clicks from Google searches to the Guardian Tax Law website have gone up 47%. And the impressions, which is how many times the website is showing up in the search results, have gone up 19%. And then I looked year over year. And so comparing the last 3 months, so like October to December, approximately 2023 to the same time 2022, your clicks have gone up 142%. So there's an incredible growth, trend, and we're just getting started, right? So we've been working together for a year. We've done a lot of work, but in my head, we're just starting to see that upward trend, which I clarify that because again, SEO is a long game. And a lot of people come in and they're like, I need results yesterday. But how do you feel about that? Like expectation, like, were we able to handle that? Like, were you like, okay, this should be going faster? I mean, be really honest, because I think I'm even curious to see it from your lens, like how that felt. Like, has it felt like it's taken too long, or is it like, okay, this has been slowly bringing in more leads and it felt fine?
Well, we try to take a long-term approach, and when I first came, opened my company, I had this idea that I didn't want to rely on one source of leads or basically get clients. And I've tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed on SEO because it is a very valuable part. Direct referrals are always the most profitable, but only number two to that are SEO leads, where it's based on your own marketing, it's building your own brand. And so I've struggled with that because it hasn't worked well up until working with DBIQ. And so when we started, I knew it was going to be a long game. And I saw progress. We got our website up and functioning smoothly. We've gotten piece after piece together, and we haven't had massive hiccups or problems, which used to drive me nuts. Our website's down, our phone number isn't working. I mean, we haven't had those issues. And you tell me we've been doing this for 15 months. I'm like, really? Doesn't seem that long.
Yeah.
But the proof is in the pudding. I mean, the proof is in the numbers. And our I think we're getting about a quarter of our business now from SEO, and that is great. We're very happy with that, and it's some of our most profitable business. So it really has helped us throughout this year. And it's kind of funny that we had other sources that brought us more income, but were more expensive too. A lot more expensive. So even though we had higher gross numbers, the real profitability to the business was down quite a bit. And so it's been much this last year has been um, a lot easier for us. We haven't had to struggle nearly as much knowing that we have regular sources of income coming in. And there's a lot of people that call us, or we tell people all the time, look us up on YouTube, look us up on Facebook, look us up because we have content there. We have a website we have confidence in. And so it really, it's given us a lot of confidence to represent ourselves to other people and to share our information with other professionals on a national stage. So it's really helped us out as a business overall. And so we send our current clients there. We send out newsletters. You've really helped with our drip campaign as well. There has been a lot that DBIQ has done, and it's really improved the but profitability, but it's also made the experience better for all of our customers or most of our customers. We do have a few people that still don't use computers, but that's the exception.
Right. Yeah, of course. And that's totally fine. We can still reach those people in other marketing channels that aren't
Right.
digital. Yeah, I think that's so interesting because I was thinking about how a lot of SEO agencies maybe, I mean, I don't know, there's all sorts of different types of SEO agencies. But a big part of the work we do is we don't just work on the leads and the opportunities coming to the site, but we make sure the site's actually converting, right? So things like making sure the number is working at the top of the header, at the bottom of the header, making sure that the form is, working, that all the blogs have a clear call to action and links, and that we have site section pages for all the services. So I know recently we added one for FBAR, filing, and another one as well. And so that's a big part because you could have all the traffic in the world, but if that traffic isn't actually leading to sales, what's the point? And so that's a big part of the conversation I think that we're always kind of having is, what are how are we getting people to kind of get to that phone call, right, where they're talking to you and talking to Lori. And I love what you said too about it almost feels like, and you can let me know if this is true, um, having this site that's now working and it looks, good and everything's clickable, it gave you that confidence to then show up on, a divorce attorney podcast or a real estate podcast because maybe before you would have been like, but I don't even want to send them to the site or like I feel weird. So how has that like has that been connected?
Oh, yeah, and that is absolutely true. When I would meet with people before, there were times I was like, "Oh, our website's down," and that just is the worst impression out there.
Right.
You wanna come off as professional, like everything's together, and sometimes it happens, the website goes down for a little bit, but that was a common occurrence before, and it really hasn't been, and I'm thinking back to the previous years when that was a struggle, that was a headache and fight that we
Mhm.
had to deal and, and just to kind of clarify, our slow season is right now around the holidays, really end of October through December. And we're still getting leads. And when we started out, it was a very slow time. And I had very low expectations like, please fix the website, please get this going. But incrementally over time, we have seen an increase in traffic. And so I agree with you. I think this next year, we're really primed to do a lot better because we have the SEO in place. We have a lot of stuff, and we're working. You're very flexible as well, where you're willing to work with other companies to on other projects as well. And I want to thank you for that. And stuff that we're not paying for. So you guys have been really great in helping us, and I think we're really primed to for this next year to have a great year.
Yeah, again,
Probably a
I see it as
profitable year
a
yet.
yeah, the best year yet, absolutely. I see it as a partnership. I mean, whatever's gonna help your company, bringing in more experts, if that makes things better, like, we don't do all the things. We do SEO and a few other things, but, at the end of the day, you're gonna grow, so there's gonna be more team, and yeah, like, I with a lot of my clients, we train teams, like, we've gone in and, someone wants to take ownership, like, maybe eventually Lori's gonna be like, "I wanna do a little bit of SEO or something," and everyone that will happen, and, while we've been working on the ratings and review, and she's been taking we I feel like that's been actually getting better in the last few weeks, I've seen a few new ones. So that is the biggest like, that is it's of course, we do the SEO part, we take that off your plate, but to me, it makes me so happy when the client is, like, also doing some of that part or just getting involved, right? Because again, I don't think it should be this isolated thing you forget about. I think it should provide relief and it's getting done, but it's also kind of like you're aware of, where you're investing and like what's happening with that money. And we every month send you that report and we're honest. We're like, this isn't working, but we're doing something else, right? You see in every report we send at the end of the month, we are very clear, like transparent. We see that this page is down or like this page Google's not picking up and we're trying to figure out why. And so especially in that first year, it's and going forward, like not everything's going to be perfect.
No,
And so I don't like to hide things from my clients. I'm like, this is what we're working on and we're working on getting it better, right? And that's part of the process.
yeah, it's been I'm kind of one of those guys where just tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. Sometimes you gotta kick me in the butt, and you guys have done a great job
Yeah.
at doing that. Um,
Yeah.
I I I I worry a lot less about SEO. We
Oh,
get a lot
that's so
better,
good.
and we're paying a lot less
Yeah.
too. That's been a huge benefit all around, and I just wanna see us expand our relationship in the coming year, moving
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, oh, that makes me so happy you're, like, getting more sleep when you're not thinking about SEO. And I wanted to add as well, like, just some final numbers. I was looking at the call tracking, and it's not a huge increase, but it's a small if we compare 2022, like, leads coming or calls coming from the Google
Mhm.
business profile. There's been a 10% increase overall in calls, and then first time callers, there was a 15% increase. So it's like small, but again, I feel like this year was just kind of laying the groundwork, and now we're really, starting to ramp up a little bit more. Yeah, any like final thoughts or anything else like you feel uh that has been in the experience that you want to share?
No, final thought would be it has been easy to adopt your vision of working together collaboratively, and part of it is I get too busy working in my business instead of being able to work on it, big, and
Right.
that's where I want to be. I wanna be where I'm have the bigger picture, where I'm working on SEO and content
Mhm.
production, which is where you're pushing me. So you're absolutely helping us go in the right direction, and I'm thankful for that. Um, and, a lot of times when I talk about tax law and stuff, you're like, "Well, I don't know what he's talking about half the time." But you're learning and you're getting
Yes,
a lot better, and that's part of it. That's why you need that collaboration and communication. I
exactly.
joke around, when I hire people on, like, "Well, what can we do to make sure this is successful?" And I tell my clients, number one thing is communication. And I tell them there's people that hire us, pay attorneys thousands of dollars, and then ghost us.
Right.
And people are like, "What? Why are you doing that?" Same thing with an SEO company. If you just throw money at them and you don't interact and have that communication to make sure that the project works, same result.
Yeah.
So when people work with us, we have the best results and, can really help them out, and I'm same with working with you, it's been great.
Yeah, we're big about communication. Actually, some clients are like, maybe less emails. Like we try to over communicate. But yeah, we have our calls, we have our monthly reporting. Well, with you, Hubert, now by the way, that's going to start coming up again. We're going to be sending you weekly reminders for your blogging. I just today
Good.
was talking with my VA. It's like we need to get back on that with Hubert because I know he's got more free time now.
I will, because I'm we're really cleaning things up, and we'll have a lot more free time going into the new year, and,
Right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I really appreciate it, and again, thank you for trusting us with your business. And I know it can be very stressful, and yeah, it's my clients are so precious to me, right? So I really try and every moment treat them with all the loving care that they need. So where can people find more about Guardian Tax Law? I know the answer, but I want you to say it because you're practicing for that next podcast episode.
Guardiantaxlaw.com. Again, we enjoy working with you because you enjoy that connection, and you're working directly with people, and your clients mean a lot to you. Same here. We try to do the right thing by people, and it comes back in spades. And so that's another reason why we love working with TBIQ.
Thank you. Oh, so good. Thanks, Hubert.
Thank you, Cynthia.